This week on Jambar TV, we'll be talking about students gathering to celebrate Diwali. Then we'll discuss the Baja racing team's trip to the desert. We'll also talk about the volleyball team and their return to Beagley Center.
Hello and welcome into Jambar TV. I'm Krista Ritz.
And I'm Caitlin McCarthy. Students of the Hindu faith celebrated the Festival of Lights in Kilcawley Center. Editor-in-Chief Elizabeth Koss went to the celebrations and caught the fun.
Diwali, the Festival of Lights, was celebrated across the world from October 22nd to October 26th. The main day of celebration happened on October 24th at YSU, where students honored the goddess Lakshmi during Lakshmi Puja. Students prayed and honored deities through rituals, traditional foods, and dancing. Manev Desai, an international student from India and a freshman pre-medical biological sciences major, organized the event this year.
Today is Diwali, or Lakshmi Puja as we say it. It signifies the victory of good over evil. Today we worship the goddess Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth, and on worshipping her we believe that she bestows us with prosperity for all year long.
The celebrations drew in international students from India, Nepal, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and more. Nepalese student Rakita Joshi, a freshman computer science major, explains some traditions for Diwali, known as Tihar, in Nepal.
In Tihar, we put tika to our brother and give blessing to our brother to live a long life. And we put tika and give some gifts to our brother. There are many parts of Tihar, like we celebrate dog Tihar, crow Tihar, cow Tihar, and we worship them all. And this we also worship our goddess Lakshmi. It's also known as the celebration of light.
Diwali is celebrated over a 5-day period, but the dates change based off of the lunar calendar. Next year's Diwali is scheduled for November 12th to November 16th. For Jambar TV, I'm Elizabeth Koss.
The November 8th elections are just around the corner, and while registration is over, here's where you can find voting information. If you are interested in absentee voting, go to the Mahoning County Board of Elections website or location. And for early voting, go to their address. Absentee ballots can be dropped off in the mailbox outside of the Board of Elections building. Ohio students can find their polling place at the Ohio Secretary of State's website or the precinct website. Other states have similar websites. For those who registered at a YSU address, you'll be voting at either First Presbyterian Church or Eugenia Atkinson Recreation Center. Students might also be interested in becoming poll workers. Thomas McCabe explained why the board is looking for poll workers.
If you want to be a poll worker for Mahoning County, we hire 848 poll workers for Election Day, and half of those are Republicans and half of those are Democrats. And we're always looking for younger people to get involved within the system.
If interested, call the Mahoning County Board of Elections.
The Glenwood Fresh Market is providing fresh, low produce to low-income family in our community. News editor Henry Shore has more.
To fight the growing issue of food deserts, the Youngstown Neighborhood Development Corporation has started the Glenwood Fresh Market. Susan Payton, manager of the Fresh Market, explains the need for it in the community.
You know, the last grocery store closed down and there's no access to healthy fruits and vegetables here. Also, Mercy Health used to have a nutrition incentive program. They had to eliminate that, so YNDC picked up on that. And so they got grant monies to fund this program for people who are either receiving SNAP benefits or who are living under 200% of the poverty guidelines. Everything here is given. Households will get $25 per month to get nutritious, great, fresh fruits and vegetables. I get from my farmers as much as I can, and also I have a commercial company I get from as well. So everything here is top-notch quality produce.
There are plenty of volunteer opportunities for YSU students at the Fresh Market. Peyton explained how beneficial those opportunities can be for students.
I think there's a lot of different brackets of students who could benefit from that. Social workers could benefit from that. Coming here, giving their time, because a lot of folks are looking for help and they don't sometimes know where to find it. So I think that that could be a great resource for those students to really interact and have conversations with clients.
Peyton continued, saying that the help would be much appreciated at the Fresh Market as well.
It's really like, how can I, as a student, benefit by talking to clients that is relevant to the major that I'm in? I would love it if I had students that would be interested to come here and talk to clients, get to know them, and benefit from this program itself.
Students who want to volunteer at the Fresh Market can contact Susan Payton. For Jambar TV, I'm Henry Shore.
Students are complaining about strange smells on and around campus. Jambar reporter Cheyenne Gibbons tells us why that is.
Students have complained about strong sewage smells around Cushwa, Mosier, and Ward Beecher. John Hayden, the Vice President of Facilities Maintenance, tells us that this is because of the outdated sewer system on campus.
In Youngstown, unfortunately, we have what's called combined sewers. So if you were building a new city today, you would have separate storm sewers, which would handle all the rainwater and the runoff water on the ground. And then you would have your sanitary sewer system that handles all the toilets and all the dirty water coming out of the building.
Combined sewer systems are banned from future building projects and are currently regulated by the Ohio Environmental Protection Agency.
So usually it's certain times a year, and usually it's when we haven't had a whole lot of rain that you start smelling it, because when you have a whole lot of rain, it dilutes down the sanitary sewage.
One student says it's hard to enjoy walking around campus on nicer days and went to the YSU app for answers.
It's like right between Mosier and Cushwa. It makes it displeasant to walk around campus when the wind blows it in your face, or if you're just trying to get to class and you gotta take a whiff of it. It's not very fun.
Unfortunately for YSU students and staff, the smell is unlikely to go away anytime soon.
What can be done about it? I'm not sure, short of repiping Youngstown, that you're going to solve that. They incrementally try to separate them. They separated some down on the south end of Ward Beecher down at Lincoln Avenue within the last 5 to 10 years.
For Jambar TV, I'm Cheyenne Gibbons.
Mill Creek Park is receiving a makeover after the Beagley family donated money to the park for trail maintenance. Jeff Hedrick, president and lead brand strategist of Prodigal Company, is impressed with the progress that has been made this far.
I was at a Mill Creek luncheon where they celebrated people helping the park, and it was one of the members of the Beagley family, which a lot of Youngstowners know, of course. They, I think, gave a $1.5 million contribution to redo this trail.
For more information on Mill Creek Park trail closures, visit its website. It seems to be getting a little bit chillier out there. Cheyenne, how's the Halloween weather going?
This Halloween weekend is going to feel pleasant and will remain dry till Sunday night. But you'll want to stay tuned for my 4-day forecast, but not before Betty and Austin show us how to make a delicious fall dessert after the break.
The communication department is much more than media or delivering a speech. The YSU Communication Department offers programs in telecommunication, journalism, and communication studies. We inspire creativity. We encourage each student's passion. We explore new and advanced technologies that connect the human race. The communication programs at YSU ensure that every student is prepared and experienced for the outside workforce, for life after YSU. Join the Jambar and find your voice when you tell the next big story. Become a host of Rookery Radio and gain hands-on experience, or get involved with TV productions like Light the Wick, Penguin Rundown, and Jambar TV. YSU's communication department is much more than a department, an education, or a degree. It's a home for passionate individuals, for students to find and pursue what they love.
Hello and welcome back into Jambar TV. I'm Elizabeth Koss, the Lightning McQueen for today's episode of the first time, honestly, that we've ever done a cooking segment alongside
Hi everybody, I'm Austin Caroline, otherwise known today as Dr. Graveyard.
All right, well, Austin, today we're going to be doctoring up ourselves some apple crumble, or
apple
form of apple crisp as it's known, but a really simple, really condensed version for you guys who are living in a dorm or an apartment on campus. And this recipe was all given to us by our business manager, Mary Doda. So Mary, if you're watching this, thank you so much, Mary, because trust me, guys, this recipe is delicious and it's the perfect way to round out your Halloween night or evening. All right, so the ingredients you're going to be using, guys, and Austin, you're going to be handling some of these ingredients with me.
Alrighty.
You're going to need a bag of apples, 1 large egg for the making of the crumble. You're going to need some cooking spray to spray your pans. 1 stick of butter, you're going to melt it down as we have over here. Can of apple filling, or the apples, of course. And 1 package of Snickerdoodle cookies. So once you have all those together, Austin, what I'm going to have you do is you're going to be assembling the crumble portion of our cookie.
Okay.
So what you're going to do is you're going to combine 1 package of the Snickerdoodle cookies, but do not put the cinnamon mixture into the cookies. Trust me here, because we're going to be topping that off with it.
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
The wet ingredients and the dry ingredients. So you're going to put the Snickerdoodle cookie at the bottom, and you're going to put in the butter mixture and crack an egg in there.
Alrighty.
What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you guys how to probably make a little bit more of the pie filling that would go on top of your crumble. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be cutting open some apples, guys. So what you can do is you can fry apples, or you can use a can of pie filling. Either or works, really, honestly. But, so, Austin.
Yes, Betty.
How's your day going? And
oh, it's not too bad, honestly. It's pretty nice so far.
All right.
Get to bake something. Haven't gotten to do that in a while.
Are you going to watch any scary movies this Halloween?
Honestly, I might go with one of the classics. I might just do a good old Halloween, just kind of on the nose, but John Carpenter is one of my favorite directors, so he always does a good job in my eyes.
There is a new Halloween movie that is out, and I've been kind of interested in it, and I don't know if I want to see it yet, but I know Jamie Lee Curtis did reprise her role.
Yep, I went to see the new one in 2018 when they first rebooted it, but I haven't watched any of the newer ones, like either the one that just came out last year or the one that's coming out this year, just because I haven't had the time to be able to go check them out yet, but I've been hearing great things about them so far.
Yeah.
Plus, it is nice because John Carpenter did come back to direct it and be part of it.
Yeah. All right, guys, so if you take a look right here, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to cube up your apples into smaller, more bite-sized shapes, so that way they can blend in a little bit better with if you use apple pie filling too alongside them, or if you decide to fry these would be really easy to fry. And how you would fry apples is you would just put them in a pan with some sugar, some butter, preferably brown sugar, trust me here. It's way better. And you'd mix in a little bit of cinnamon and basically fry them until they're brown. And you could use that as a pie filling itself, actually. All right. But Austin, so what you're going to do is you're going to mix that all together now until you get kind of like that cookie-ish like kind of texture.
Alrighty.
And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that pan from you.
Oh, yep. Well, let me grab that sugar,
You're going to need your cinnamon sugar.
Yep.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray this pan down for you. You can use a variety of different cooking sprays. Honestly, I just bought a simple canola oil for this, guys. But if you prefer more organics, you can use something like olive oil, or you can even use vegetable oil, basically anything that you have in your house. But if you use oil that's in a bottle, make sure you add a little bit of flour down to the bottom of it, just so you can really ensure that whatever kind of a dough that you're using isn't going to stick. But for this, simple spray oil works.
I don't know about you, but I think it's the apple filling that I'm starting to smell, but it's already smelling great in here.
Just wait until we open up that cinnamon pack and top everything off with that, Austin. It's one of the best smells that I think I've ever had in my house.
Oh, I bet.
It's so good.
Honestly, anything involving apples and cinnamon, it's like my favorite smell this time of year. Because back when I was actually a kid, my family and I, we used to make our own applesauce every year. And we would just can it. We used to put in a lot of cinnamon because we all loved the cinnamon.
Yeah.
We used to we were those people that would just like, hey neighbor, have some applesauce from us.
Yeah. So what's your favorite kind of pie then?
My favorite kind of pie is actually apple pie. It's very basic, but I just love a good apple pie. Sometimes just put a little dollop of ice cream on it. Though I do also really like blueberry pie, but it's never in season this time of year. Just because that's more of a summer thing.
What I would recommend with this, guys, like Austin kind of said, for apple pie, I would highly recommend you guys get a little bit of ice cream with this, a little bit of caramel syrup. It's definitely one of those things that if you heat it up a little bit, it's 10 times better, and you can get that little nice vanilla ice cream melt on it, and it makes everything all together so much better. 10 out of 10. That's why we're going to show you guys how to make it and everything. And if you stick around, we're even going to show you what it looks like when it comes out of the oven. But Austin, what kind of plans do you have for Halloween this year?
Honestly, I will actually be working this Halloween, but before, like the weekend before Halloween, I'm probably gonna be, I might go to the theater, might go see the new Halloween movie, or I might just do a little Halloween just movie marathon.
Yeah. A couple of our coworkers are doing parties and stuff like that. Well, going to parties and stuff like that. I've never really been too big of a party person, but I probably might be going to Kent maybe. I'm not sure, but big party scene over there, especially around the holidays, especially for Halloween. And your mixture's looking pretty good, actually.
Alrighty.
So I'm gonna move these apples out of our way and slide them underneath our desk. And we're never going to see those again. They've disappeared, everybody. But so what you're gonna do is you're gonna dollop this into our pan.
Alrighty, we're gonna just...
And so guys, as you can see, what you really kind of want to do is you just kind of want to get everything into the pan, because what you're going to do is you're going to lay it out down flat and use this kind of as like a cake base almost.
Get that off the edge there. I think that's a lot of what we could get from in here.
Yeah, it's okay if you don't get everything, but what I'm going to do is...
Set that off to the side.
Yep, what you're going to do is you're going to start... Don't use that one.
Just moving it out.
We're going to save that one for later.
Ooh.
But what we're going to do is you're just going to kind of push everything to the edges, really, because you want it to get to the edge, because when you bake this, what it's going to do is it's going to kind of rise against kind of like the sides of your pan, guys. So it's going to kind of shrink and condense. So you want to get it as close to the edge as you can so you can get really everything out of this as possible. And as you can see, what I'm just kind of doing, just kind of laying it out, trying to get it as flat as possible. I don't really want too many bumps in the middle or anything, because it's just going to want a nice even consistency to lay the pie filling on top of, and your apples, and then your seasoning.
And the nice part is also with it getting on the edges, that's usually where, the best part about it is when it gets really crispy, so that's what we want to try and get it crisp.
So are you an edge person, or are you an inside person?
Any apple crisp, brownies, anything, I'm always like a corner, just because I love the crispy edges of it. I think it gets a little more flavor than what you normally get with it.
Yeah. I prefer the inside pieces. I think that's where you get like the nice gooiness of the apple filling and everything. And so if I could ask you to start sprinkling that down upon our little base that we have going there. As you can see, guys, you just kind of like want to sprinkle it everywhere that you can. And it's okay if you have a little bit remaining, because what we're going to do is take the other half and kind of sprinkle it back on top. And that looks pretty good as it is.
All right.
So what I'm going to start doing is I'm just going to lay out a couple apples on the top. And it's okay if they're not all together and stuff like that. If you start to move them around, I'm just going to probably put 3 in a row and stuff like that. So that way you can get a nice little even, occasionally like a little taste of a little bit of a freshness, you know, because apple pie filling isn't necessarily the freshest, most clean bite of any kind of a filling that you guys could have. But I'm just going to lay them out nicely, and then we're going to put the apple filling on top of it and space it out real nicely.
I'm really glad that we're using Granny Smiths in this, just because they're just, I mean, it's, when it gets baked down, it's going to, it's going to give it a little extra crispness in it, even though it'll also get a little mushy, but it also gives it a nice tart taste to it, which is why I love using Granny Smiths in anything, just to get that extra little contrast from tartness.
You could use any apple for this, honestly. Like if you didn't want to buy the pie filling, you could buy like the Red Delicious apples and, you know, fry those out. But I agree, I think the Granny Smith apples are probably the best apples you guys could use for this. And that's why I bought the Granny Smith apples, because that's my preferred taste, and I figured that's probably the most common one that you guys could probably get out of these. So what you're going to want to do is you're just going to kind of slather it all over the top. Get all the filling that you can out. And smooth it over. And it's okay if it's uneven for the filling, because what's going to happen is when you bake it, it's going to become a little bit more of a, kind of like a sauce on top.
Ooh.
So as you guys can see, it's starting to come together. And you can see the pokes of like the real apples in the bottom and stuff like that. You could do this with all real apples, fried apples, canned apples, and any apple. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the rest of our apple, of the cinnamon top that you have for the snickerdoodle cookie, and what you're going to see Austin do is he's going to sprinkle it along the top. That kind of acts as a little bit of the crumbly portion, and it just really helps combine the flavors all together, guys.
I don't know about you, but I love cinnamon. It's such a great aromatic. It tastes good. It's just a nice overall addition to pretty much anything for the fall.
I agree, and it's one of those scents that you can just identify with fall. I personally am more of a pumpkin person. I like pumpkin pies. I like the smell of like nutmeg especially. But apple and cinnamon is that you cannot misidentify that. That is fall to a lot of people, and honestly to myself.
And it's just nice. It gets you in the mood for, I'd say it gets you in the mood for the cold evenings coming up. Not quite super cold yet.
But it's chilly.
But it's starting to get that chill in the air.
The leaves are turning and that wind is kind of picking up, and it's definitely one of those things where it's like, I think I'd really like something like warm to end my day with. But guys, this is what the end product really looks like. It's going to be really nice to see visually, dynamically. You have the bottom of the apple crisp, which is the snickerdoodle cookie. So it has that nice real sweetness to it. And then you have the cinnamon layer, the apple layer, and then more cinnamon on top of it. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to bake this for about roughly 30 to 35 minutes at 350 degrees. And don't forget to preheat your oven. I would suggest you preheat your oven once you have the base of your cookie made. That way it gives it enough time and you're not like overworking your oven basically. So what we're going to do is we're going to slide this on down to the bottom. And through the power of TV magic, Austin, I have one already prepared.
Oh my, that looks amazing.
That looks good. So this is what it's going to look like after 30 to 35 minutes in your oven, guys, at 350 degrees. I would highly suggest you block this out. You put a little bit of ice cream on top. You put a little bit of caramel on top. Honestly, heat it up. Eat this when it's warm. That is my best advice. That way you can get all that smell in your house. You can get all that warm feeling. Even serve it alongside a nice glass of hot cocoa.
Oh, hot cocoa sounds really good right now too.
But that's how you make the apple crumble, guys. We hope you enjoy this. Austin, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for letting me hop onto this. This was amazing.
And I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to cut myself a slice of this. Ooh. Austin, would you like a piece?
Oh, yes, please.
All right, though. But thanks, guys, for joining us. After the break, Cheyenne Gibbons is going to be breaking down your weekly weather, as always, featuring this week's Halloween weather.
You're not waiting to see what the world has in store for you. It's more about what you have in store for the world. All you need is the opportunity. All you need are the resources of a large university and the advantages of a personalized academic setting where you can experience new worlds in the arts and sciences, business, and education and make them your own. We are where you shape your future. We are Youngstown State University and proud. You're looking to your future, preparing for your goals, and they're closer than you think. Because here, success is part of the plan. It's a place where academic and social opportunities are meant to prepare you for life, not just the next 4 years. You'll be equipped to face new challenges and turn hard work into a career. You're ready for your success to take root. And here's where it starts. We are Youngstown State University, and proud.
Well, that sure did look delicious. Hi, welcome back. My name is Shina Gibbons, and this is your weekly weather outlook. Today is cool with a couple clouds throughout the day with plenty of sun, but the chance for rain is just 3%. Tonight, the conditions will remain pretty much the same, but those clouds will leave the valley. Saturday is going to be our sunniest day of the weekend, and that will be pretty bad for vampires like myself, but it's unlikely we'll see any rain and maybe the occasional cloud. Saturday night, the winds will pick up to 15 miles per hour, but that's about it. Sunday will be pretty cloudy, but it's unlikely it will rain during the day. Sunday night, the cloud coverage will jump to 96% and the chance for rain increases to 55%. Now, let's take a look at my 4-day forecast. Friday, the high is 59, then will drop to a chill 35 by night. Saturday, the high will reach 63 and will most likely be our nicest day of the weekend. The low will drop to 38. Sunday, the high will reach 63 again, then drop to 46 by night. Monday, the high is projected to be 63 for Halloween, and we'll see some clouds throughout the day, then drop to 49 at night. That's it for this week's weather forecast, but you'll want to stay tuned because Austin Caroline will be back with the feature of the men's volleyball club.
The feeling when my hands are on the piano, it's become comforting. It's somewhere that I can express myself. I go to Youngstown State University and my passion is playing music. YSU is allowing me to take what I love and turn it into a career and do it every single day of my life. I'm Alyssa and I'm YN proud.
You're here to be
Welcome back to Jambar TV. Welcome back to Jambar TV. I'm Austin Caroline. YSU Men's Volleyball Club is a student organization on campus for men who are interested in the sport. Tyler Wagner, senior education major and club president, explained more.
The Men's Volleyball Club is a group of guys who compete in tournaments and scrimmages in the fall, and then we are in a league that we compete in a 12-game season during the spring. It's been going on for almost a decade now, I think, and then we practice on Monday, Wednesday nights, sometimes on Fridays.
Connor Banke, a sophomore electrical engineering major, described his experience with the club.
Pretty fun. Positive experience. We've been playing together for I've been playing with them for a year now. And it's great to meet new people, make new friends. A lot of fun.
The club will post its schedule and highlights from future matches on its Instagram at YSU Men's Club Volleyball. If interested in the club or if you have any questions, contact YSU's Club Sports or Tyler Wagner. The Baja Racing Team has been looking to get underway since 2019. Jambar reporter John Ostapowicz has more.
Baja Racing is a collegiate off-road vehicle competition hosted by a Society of Automotive Engineers. The events are held in 3 different locations throughout the United States. The Youngstown State Baja Racing Team is split into 3 different teams. The Frame and Ergonomics team focuses on the tubular structure of the car. The Powertrain team handles the engine work, and the Suspension team handles steering, brakes, and overall mobility of the car. The team consists of 11 seniors as well as 9 underclassmen. Seniors Jared Brierly and Katie Krasinski are the Baja Racing Team captains, which have implemented a path for the underclassmen.
A lot of those are underclassmen. They're just kind of helping out right now, but we're trying to get them to the point where they're ready for senior design next year.
The team competed in the 3rd and final race of the season in Green Valley, Arizona at the Caterpillar Proving Grounds September 29th through October 2nd. The 4-day competition consisted of teams from around the United States, as well as Canada and Mexico. With the completion of the race, the Baja Racing Team broke into the top 10, finishing 9th internationally. The Baja Racing Team placed first in the business presentation, second in the sled pull, fourth in static events, and sixth in all dynamic events. With the top 10 finish, it marks the first time that the Baja Racing team has finished that well.
The more people are involved and they can continue on with what the previous team has done, the better they do.
The team looks to climb into the top 5 with competition scheduled for next semester. I'm John Ostapowicz, Jambar TV.
The Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion welcomed a speaker to YSU to discuss culturally inclusive communications. Jamila Liscott spoke about how powerful colonialism has impacted people of color.
It's important that we know how to truly affirm and value all students from all backgrounds, because in our nation, when we talk about access, when we talk about equity in schools, sometimes we forget that access needs to mean that everybody in the space is valued and validated for their cultures and identities, and not necessarily just conform to one identity.
Liscott hopes to continue to have open conversations like these and believes in their importance for students. The Public Library of Youngstown and Mahoning County has much to offer YSU students. Jambar correspondent Hilda Baldersdottir gives us a tour.
After almost 2 years of renovation, the Public Library offers access to study spaces, free cooking classes, and more.
The study spaces located on the second floor are quiet and features charging stations. For YSU students with children and those studying early education or children's literature, FIFRIC says the public library has a wide selection of children's material and a colorful play corner.
We have a wonderful family engagement space where you can bring your children and enjoy some playtime along with story times and other family-friendly programming.
Sophomore forensic science major Sarah Roppels said she appreciates having the main library's resources close by.
I know we have a library on campus, but it's all academic texts, so just being able to come here and find like the latest releases of your favorite authors is peak. It's so nice.
Anna M. Torres, co-director and head of library services and operations of MAC Library, says there are advantages of cooperating with the neighboring library.
We work together, especially for books and multimedia materials. You know, we can borrow from each other. But as a YSU student, you know, you have access also to the public library right across the street or any of its branches.
All YSU students can get a library card for free. Just visit any branch of the library.
It's very easy. All you need is your driver's license or other ID, anything that shows that you live in Ohio somewhere. It doesn't even have to be in Mahoning County. And find whatever it is you might want to check out. Go to the desk. They will sign you up for a library card right then and there. It doesn't cost anything.
Reporting for Jambar TV, I'm Hilda Baldersdottir.
For those seeking help with mental health on campus, YSU's counseling services are open to all students. Jambar reporter Molly Burke has more details on the services.
For many students, dealing with mental health during college can be difficult, but student counseling services are available for anyone seeking help.
Whether it be for a diagnosed mental illness or just to talk about the stress of midterms, YSU has 3 counselors available. Assistant Director and licensed professional clinical counselor Ann Lally discussed what services are offered and how to reach out.
What we offer for student counseling is we offer free, confidential, short-term counseling. We prefer, and it's probably optimal for them to schedule in advance. Now, of course, they can walk in to schedule or they can call to schedule.
At YSU, the #1 reason students seek out counseling is anxiety. Lally talked about how students can benefit from short-term counseling in the process of treatment.
It's very individual for each student client that comes to see us. So it's a collaborative effort. So the first time you would meet with your counselor and you talk about, you know, what do you want to change? What are you seeking to improve in your life? Or what issues do you want to discuss? And together with your counselor, you decide on the appropriate amount of time and what you would need to do to move toward that really healthy goal.
The counseling services are often booked at least a week out, but there are walk-in hours offered during every finals week. Lally explained why it's important to have services on campus, especially during the height of a stressful semester.
You know, many of our students live on campus. This is home to them. This is something that should be offered to them while they're here so that they have a comfortable, safe place to go talk.
The student counseling services are located on the second floor of Kilcawley in room 2110. The counseling center is here for any student in need. However, it does not provide select services or long-term counseling. For more information on the scope of services, client rights, and client responsibilities, head to the Counseling Services website. Reporting for Jambar TV, I'm Molly Burke.
After the break, Cameron Stubbs will discuss the football team's comeback win, so stay tuned.
Hey kid, you want to try some exercise?
Wait, what? What's going on right now?
Yeah, man, exercise.
I don't know. I don't know if I should even be talking to you right now.
It's got lots of benefits.
Okay.
The benefits of exercise include increased levels of energy, higher quality of sleep, better muscle and bone strength, improved memory, and clearer skin.
You're not waiting to see what the world has in store for you. It's more about what you have in store for the world. All you need is the opportunity. All you need are the resources of a large university and the advantages of a personalized academic setting where you can experience new worlds in the arts and sciences, business, and education and make them your own. We are where you shape your future. We are Youngstown State University and proud.
Growing up, I love figuring out how things work, putting things together. I love being able to come up with an idea, design it, just the whole process of creating things. I go to school here at Youngstown State and my passion is 3D design. I chose YSU because all the equipment, the research being done here, it's like a playground for me. I'm Alex and I'm why I'm proud.
Welcome back to Jambar TV. I'm Cameron Stubbs. Despite being behind 10 points with just 3 minutes left in the game, the football team completed the comeback to defeat Western Illinois 28-27. The Penguins added positivity to their record to 4-3 and improved to 2-2 in the Missouri Valley Football Conference. Senior Jalil McLaughlin had his second straight 30-carry, 200-yard performance with 207 yards on 31 carries with a touchdown. Junior Mitch Davidson threw for over 200 yards for the third straight game, completing 16 of his 29 passes for 221 yards and a score. YSU got on the board first, scoring on its opening drive with a 25-yard field goal from senior Colt McFadden. After a scoreless first quarter, the Leathernecks forced their way into the end zone. However, the Penguins reclaimed the lead 10-7 as McLaughlin rushed his way for a score after a 14-yard carry. Down 27-17, the Penguins started their improbable comeback with 3:05 left as they drove 78 yards in just 2 plays. Following a YSU penalty, Davidson completed a 48-yard pass to redshirt freshman Brandon Alexander and then connected with junior Bryce Oliver for 40 yards for the score. After a muffed snap on the extra point attempt, senior Patty Lynch was able to roll out and complete a pass to junior Trenton Gillison for 2 points to cut the deficit 27-25. After forcing a 3-and-out on defense, Youngstown State reclaimed possession with 50 seconds left on the clock. They were able to drive 58 yards to set up the game-winning 42-yard field goal for McFadden as time expired. McFadden was named the MVFC Special Teams Player of the Week after nailing both of his field goal attempts, including the game winner. Despite coming out on top, Davidson said the team left numerous plays on the field.
You know, it's a win. We got out alive, but, you know, it's a lot to learn from. You know, there's a lot of plays in that game, you know, wish you could have back, wish you could execute better. And, you know, after watching that on Sunday and coming into practice today, you know, there's things that, you know, going in this week that we got to play better. You know, we got to execute the plays that are called.
The football team will look to bring terror to Stanbaugh Stadium during Halloween weekend, October 29th, to terrorize the South Dakota Coyotes at 2 p.m. The women's soccer team took on IUPUI at Farmers National Bank Field in the Covelli Sports Complex, defeating the Jaguars 2-0. The offense got going early on in the first half from a perfectly placed header into the top left corner of the goal off an assist from both seniors Haley Curtis and Abriana Rondin. Freshman Taylor Berry added another goal off a ricocheted shot attempt by Rondin, adding to the Penguins' efforts, making it her second goal of the season. Although the Jaguars outshot the Penguins 16-10, junior Brooklyn Kirkpatrick stood tall in the net, earning another notch in her season shutout record, upping the total to 7. Head coach Brian Schrum was pleased with her performance.
That goes to show you what she's capable of. You know, that's why she's here. We thought she was someone that was going to come in and be able to be a protector of the net, and she was voted as a captain, and she's done what she's needed to do in the goal. And as you saw, she kept us in the game.
Due to Kirkpatrick's tremendous efforts, she was named Nike Horizon League Defensive Player of the Week for the third time this season on October 26th. With the win, the women's soccer team looked to squeeze into the 6th playoff spot in the Horizon League as the Penguins traveled to Moon Township, Pennsylvania, taking on Robert Morris University October 26th. For more information on the game, check out ysusports.com. The volleyball team returned to the Beagley Center this past weekend following a seldom disappointing 4-match road trip. The Penguins hosted Green Bay last Friday, October 21st, where the team was swept in 3 sets. YSU could not reign over the Phoenix on offense or defense as they spiked 26 attack errors and had 8 less blocks. Positive performances to note from the match include sophomore Paula Gershing's team-high 18 kills, sophomore Isabel Schaefbauer, who assisted 19 of 34 kills, and freshman Julia Sell, who earned 3 of the team's 4 blocks. The following day, on October 22nd, YSU bounced back with vengeance as they defeated Milwaukee 3-1. The Penguins controlled the game from behind the service line, earning 8 more aces than the Panthers. Leading the team was senior Isadora Sizic, who posted 4 of the aces. Senior Josie Borum was 1 dig short of her 9th triple-double as she recorded 14 kills, 25 assists, and 9 digs in the contest. Gershing added a double-double of 22 kills and 10 digs, while freshman Abby Householder noted 9 kills and a team-high 14 digs. The volleyball team will head back on the road as they endure 4 more Horizon League matches. The Penguins will start in Indiana, battling Purdue Fort Wayne on October 28th, then travel to IUPUI on October 29th to finish closer at home at Cleveland State on November 1st. The men's and women's teams both hit the road as they competed in the Intercollegiate Tennis Association Midwest Regionals October 20th through October 22nd. The men's team swung their rackets in Champaign, Illinois, while the women took their topspin to Ann Arbor, Michigan. Leading the men in the singles matches were junior David Alvarez Moreno and sophomore Nathan Favier, who both claimed victories. In doubles matches, teams of sophomore Clement Mangai and Harry Fazes, as well as senior Laurento Montechescu and Favier, secured victories. Up north in Michigan, the singles matches were led by junior Jessica Stanmore and freshman Julia Marco, who came away with a win. In doubles matches, the team of Stanmore and freshman Lily Minich nabbed the only victory. Looking ahead, both tennis teams will be on the road this weekend as the men will split, part of the team heading to the Viking Invitational, hosted by Cleveland State on October 28th through the 30th, and the other half will be in Ithaca, New York to participate in the International Tennis Federation Future M15 on October 29th and 30th. The women's team will swing over to the indoor Toledo Rocket Invite, hosted by the University of Toledo on October 28th and 29th. Keep up on all the singles and double matches on ysusports.com. Now let's send it over to a real bloodsucker for a recap on weather.
Thanks, Cameron. This weekend is looking nice for those who plan on celebrating Halloween, but at night you're going to want to dress a little bit warm. Stay safe.
As we all know, Halloween is right around the corner and everyone is dressed for the occasion. Were you guys gonna have any plans this weekend?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to all these Halloween festivities. But anyway, we here at Jambar TV this weekend hope that you have a wonderful Halloween weekend. Stay safe, Penguins.
Support for Jambar TV is provided in part by the YSU Foundation and the Jane F. Lamb Charitable Foundation. Thank you.